So hello guys, and what's good today is all about sports kwa sababu yes, it's a beautiful day on Learning with Lines, and today we are going to learn something about rollball. So did you know Kenya has been to the World Cup more than 3 times over the last decade? And did you know we have won the World Cup a couple of times? And today we are lucky to have one of the founding players of the game, now a coach and a certified global referee on the podcast, and his name is James Ogolla, aka Guantrix. So I met Guantrix, I think more than a decade ago, when I was still an artist, a rapper, Mr. Fisi Fisi. He was a friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine. So without further ado, let me introduce him. And bro, what's good?
Hi guys. First of all, thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Learning with the Lions. I've known this brother for the longest time, and he's one of the guys that made me know rollball. But we'll come to that. My official names are Ogolla James OTIENO. I come from Siaya, Lego, Kadenge. Currently I live in Githurai 45, Mumbi. And also Malindi, some projects over here and there. Mm-hmm. You know, the government, man, you have to have many incomes. Otherwise, when you are kids, you are saying that our parents. Yeah, but now you don't have that excuse. So you have to figure it out.
It's scary because nowadays we are those uncles.
You are those uncles, man.
Don't have sweets for the kids.
You remember? You're like, actually, there's this uncle you usually wondered. He never comes for family gatherings. Bro, currently I'm that uncle.
Why not? I try to attend once in a while.
Once in a while. Aina shida. So, have you been?
I've been okay.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is when they see me, they want me to see me with my camera. So I always ask. I have uncles who are cops. They don't come with their guns to the wedding.
Exactly.
I have doctors in their family. They don't come with their
stethoscopes
to the wedding. Exactly. So let us enjoy also.
No, but also I think Africans should stop taking advantage of family members. Pay them. If you're my brother and I want you to come to my wedding or birthday, I'll have to pay you even more. Because now that's family discount. If your charge is 100K, I'll pay 150K. Because your kid is my nephew. So there's, as Africans, it's about time we stop this mentality.
Hey, that is
my friend,
African. Amani Ojalu.
No, you should pay. Because I'll need 2K quick from you. But kasi kulipa gig, then how will I get that 2K quick?
Makes sense.
So that's my take.
So let's go back to Kenyatta University. Because I think that was the merging point for our journeys.
Yeah.
So when did you join KU, actually?
I joined KU from St. Pius URIRI. St. Pius URIRI from SONY Primary. SONY Primary from BIDII Primary. BIDII Primary from Good Hope Buruburu. So I joined KU 2013. I finished my Form 4 in 2012 at St. Pius URIRI. And yeah, I grew up half Nairobi, half in Ushago. And I thank God because I was able to see those two variants. You imagine this from nursery, Nairobi, Buruburu, those years, ukuje hivo, and then in class 6 I went to Ushago. So from burgers, ice cream, to Dufumpararo, kwende ng'ombe and omena. And omena. Listen, I don't eat omena up to today.
Why not, man?
I don't eat omena up to today. And this is because of a religious concept. My mom and dad are Legio Maria. And when I got home, Legio Maria don't take omena. They don't take mbuta. The couple of stuff they don't do. They don't eat pork.
Wow.
So growing up in this household, I'm like, now I'm a senior person. But if all those years I never ate it and it didn't bring any effect, why should I switch now? So basically that's why I don't eat omena. But I was so blessed to have that transition from iyo lifestyle ya Buruburu, come to Ushago, and then I had also one of the biggest challenges because you see, when you grow up in Nairobi, when you correct a teacher, you'd get rewarded. Because that means you're keen.
Don't try that in the village.
I didn't know. No one told me that, hey, you don't do this. So in my mind, we were used to BIDII Primary. Shout out to BIDII Primary.
Where is it?
Aluminiums, Buruburu. Phase 2. Pale 2 BP. So in school, you'd correct a teacher, then you'd be given a sweet or something. Even if a teacher does a misspelling. Because that shows you are sharp.
Yes.
And you're keen.
And you're following,
and those are the people BIDII was trying to nurture. Then I go to rurals, SONY Primary, and I'm correcting teachers. Wood and gonna show war. They're like, so you know better than a teacher? No. And then the problem also was I didn't know Luo by then. Totally, I didn't know Luo by then. Nairobi was a cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know that tribes exist. up to when I went home. I read about Agikuyu, Embu, Masai, Luo, Dogba, and the rest. But to me, they were just information. Because since I was like, when I started knowing how to speak up on nursery, everyone was speaking Swahili or English. I just knew guys had names because they had names. My friend was called Mureithi. That was just it. My friend was called Madeka. Oti. That was just, it's a name. Bottom line. So I go to home, and then now, apparently I'm supposed to speak a language that I have no idea. And the people I'm studying with feel like Najiringa.
You're pretending you don't know.
How are you Luo and you can't speak Luo? Why are you speaking Sheng, English and Swahili? So I had a lot of switch and learnings, but I think I came out well. I learned a
How did you manage to learn Luo? From what point in life? From what age did you start learning? Because actually, I'm talking from the background of nowadays we think that learning our local language is sort of being backward and undeveloped. Because people just want to learn English, Swahili, and French and bypass their local languages. Actually, most of us nowadays cannot speak in our local languages. So since you took the effort to learn it when you're a bit grown, how was it and why did you think it was good for you to understand Luo?
I wanted to learn Luo because there was such a big barrier in communication between just me and my locality. And it's not that those guys were pretending. For real. You'd speak Sheng, they wouldn't understand. You'd speak English, they wouldn't understand. You only had to speak Luo. You go to the market, there's that granny selling something. And you're like, how much? And then they answer in Luo. You have no idea. You give out 100, and then you're giving out like 80 bob back. And you feel like...
They tell you, Pirangwen.
Prareo. In my mind, I'm like, Prareo ni nini? You understand? And then also that time we were facing, Kenya was going this phase where Sheng was criminalized. So Sheng was criminalized as watu wakora. Criminals, people who are bad. But to us, Sheng is the language that brought Nairobi together. Because if you're Luya, you're wherever, and you don't know English much, Sheng would always cover, because Sheng even covers. You can use Kisi words, Kikuyu words in Sheng, and it will flow. So now you're using the language that you've always used to bring people together, and now that's the language that's separating you with everyone, including your parents. They're like, Mbona ongea Sheng? You know that's an illegal language. So, hey, yo, I think if depression was a thing, by then maybe I would have quoted. I'm lucky, sikujua depression ni nini. So I just came to learn it as from class 6, because now I had to. There was no way I would do anything. And then, honestly, I wasn't showing off. Sikuwa najiringa. It's the only language I knew. So I had to take some time, learn Luo, learn the ways, learn the culture. And I think that's one of the best decisions I'd ever made. And if you check, ever since high school, I always go with Ogolla or Guantrix. And these are because I feel the names you're given are basically your parents identifying their experiences to you. That's not your call. Your name is not your call. It's what your parents feel they identify to you. If you're a blessing, it's because your parents feel that you're a blessing to them. If you're hope, it's because you give them hope. If you're Dickens, then that's another story. But now, if you give yourself a name, then now you give yourself something you feel like you resonate with. So that's why I go with Guantrix. Guantrix is just a joint of Guan, which is Jamaican to mean deadly, and Trix, which means tricky. So when I bring them together, it means creative. And to me, I feel my life is based on creativity. So I call myself Guantrix because of that. Before we meet Ogolla, the coach, the player, the referee, let's start with Guantrix, the artist. So I've seen you do poetry some time back. I've seen you host an event. You are a big fan of mine, and I've seen you rap also. Bye. So tell us about your journey in art before you get to the sport part. Okay, first of all, guys who don't know him as a skip, don't ban. Some people know him as Lights Photography. Yeah, that's his brand. Mad respect. I think I learned a lot in photography. Apo. There are some people who know him as Skipper. You are not yet ready. There are people who know him as Skipper Mistari. Now those are the OGs. This guy back in the days was an artist, a very good rapper. Me, I was a fan. I wasn't a number one fan. I never want to become number one. Number one is not. You just be that fan. And I remember, you are the reason, technically, why I joined rollball. because there was a friend called Victor Franks.
Yes.
Obuogi.
Water of vegetable.
Maji ya vyombo. So we went the same school with Victor Franks.
Which one is that?
St. Pius Uriri.
That school should be closed down, man. You cannot give us Guantrix and Maji ya vyombo at the same time.
And Zaga.
Wait.
Frank Zaga, KUTV reggae show. Same school. And we played with Obuogi rugby in St. Pius Uriri.
That is what one thing I'll never believe, that Obuogi played rugby.
I'll get pictures.
I always ask him, with which body? Where did you sell that body? And
listen, Obuogi is a brother from Kisii. That says it all. Achia tu hapo. You understand?
Anything is possible.
You guys, I'm seeing him in Nairobi, swag, yo, maniga. Hey, Obuogi, the one we knew. Yeah. Music festival. Yeah, but good old days. Yeah, so one time I'm in KU, and then Obuogi calls me and tells me, where are you? I'm like, actually I'm in KU, just came to pick up some things from a friend. I'm going back to Bypass. By then I was living in Bypass. So I'm like, there's a friend of mine shooting a video. Would you just come and watch? Or you can just help where you can help. I'm like, I don't have stress. Let me come through. And then I later come to discover that friend is actually Skipper Mistari, and the song was Tamusana. And it was being shot at the Campanile.
The Campanile.
Or to people, Campanile.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm told it's called Campanile.
Are we in France again?
Oh, mera.
That was 2015, I think.
That was 2015.
Yeah.
So we shot a couple of shots. Please, when you edit, put that song here.
I will.
Guys, I'll send photos. Actually, in that song, I held the reflector. Gold kidogo, turn it silver. Look, gold. Hey, come hold this camera, nini. But I'm happy for that song. And then on our way, because we did most of the sets, Campanile.
Yes.
And then we had to do some shots at Arboretum.
Arboretum, yes.
So the journey from Arboretum to from Campanile to Arboretum, we were talking with your bonser, the guy who did the waiter guy in your clip.
The guy.
I don't remember his name right now.
They came with the lady in the song.
Yeah.
So they were her friends.
They are friends.
Yes.
So we were having a conversation with him, and I'm like, by the way, these videographers are really struggling because this song would have been better if they had rails.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of motion and movement, and the guys were dancing everywhere, and you're there at the front. So I think if you'd have had rails, then this song would have been better.
Yeah.
We had this conversation. We passed through shopping center. Back in the days, there was no chapo. Smocha. So if you're watching this interview and you're thinking of Smocha, please.
You're too young.
Chill out. When KU was KU. So when you're passing there and I see some guys skating with a ball in their hand, and I tell this buddy of mine, by the way, we are talking about rails. But what if I can know how to skate so well, and instead of using rails, I use skates to do those motion shots? But that's an idea. So I talked to one of the players. He's called Milan. I told him, have my number. I would want to come and learn how to skate. But he didn't know why I want to do it. And he's like, okay, sir, you just take my number. When you're free, let me know. We go shoot the video, come back, then we hold it there. Then you come back on how I joined Rollball. So my arts were poetry, which I still do. James poetry on the loose.
Stage or written or both?
I think it's been a minute stage, but written often, because written is just how I feel and how the energy is around. Current kids call it vibe. We just call it passion back in the days. So stage, rarely, because I think I'm not so much in that field. And then you live more than when you get on stage. Like right now, what you have gone through just at the setup, to me that's enough. That's an enough poem to write. But you imagine the preparation you'll need to go to stage. Yeah. So that's why I do most of the written. And I have a blog, James Poetry on the Loose, because I came out with a different concept of poetry, which is called loose poetry. Now, I studied English literature in campus, and there's the tenets of poetry, the order of poetry. And then now I decided, let me write poetry at the chaos of poetry. And now that's why it's called on the loose. I break all the rules that people take as formal rules of poetry and come up with something that they came to understand and love. And one of the genres I made is called Mind Twister. Something like, I dig the dogs that dig the diggers, but when the diggers dug the diggers, then they never got the digs dug again.
I can never try. With my soup, I can never
You
try.
can never try. So that's it. Otherwise, I'll just mention the others. MC because I love to talk. Photography because I actually liked what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
I always thought that there's something more we can do. And then now coaching, where it's where I've been able to get all my skills together in one place. Be it teaching skills, be it being able to see someone's art and nurture it, be it be able to mentor people. It's just a whole nother level. So most of the things I've learned in life, all of them just fitted perfectly into coaching and refereeing. And I think that's why I just became, to me, it's so easy being a coach and a referee, because it's like God was just preparing me for now this, teaching me how to play rugby and 12 other sports, so that one day
12 other sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll mention a few. In primary, I played boxing when I was in class.
You had boxing in primary?
Yo, it
Where did
BIDII
I
primary,
school, man? We
my
never
brother.
even had a computer in our school. You guys had boxing.
Me, I did boxing, not because I wanted to do boxing, but growing up, there was this East Lando vibe where people saw Buruburu as, a prestigious place. I'm not saying it's bad or it wasn't, but it wasn't what people thought, according to us who lived
I can
there.
confirm that because when I was in high school,
Yeah.
I was those villagers in the school. I'd never been to Nairobi, and I'm in Form 3.
Yeah.
So these guys from Nairobi,
Yeah.
it's all about Buru. You know Buru,
yeah.
Buru. Hey, the Buru guys never gave us peace, man. You guys never let us breathe. But it's okay, we are now in Buru.
So let me just disqualify that thought. Guys, if you grew up between 94 and 203, Buru was the hype. Two things that I'll give Buru. One, matatu lifestyle. 58 was the in thing. I doubt if there was another matatu that was big as Buru. The likes of Drama, Chocolate City. We could get late for school just because we were waiting for a specific matatu. And then two, the organization. The whites who built Buruburu as a hood did it perfect. The house looked the same, so you never knew who's rich, who's not rich. The drainage system was effective. The garbage collection system was effective. So when it comes to order, Buruburu was a thing. But now when it comes to being lavish, I used to go to my friend's place in Donholm. I used to go to my friend's place in West T. And I was like, yo, Buruburu is dust. People are living out here. But when you haven't seen that, then you'd assume. I'm not discrediting Buruburu, but I'm saying they were way better places in Nairobi. By 2000, Buruburu ingeifikia.
Yeah.
But just because of the matatu culture was too expensive, then it just gave Buru an extra PR. Yeah. So we were being attacked by guys who came from Umoja, who came from Dago, Koma, Oyole. And yet, lifestyle ya Umoja and lifestyle ya Buruburu is the same thing.
It's the same, actually. It's the same.
But apparently, people who came from Umoja felt like they're in the ghetto, and then they could beat us, guys from Buruburu.
As I remember, there's that path that you cross from Buruburu to Umoja. That path. Because I used to perform in Buruburu.
Those sides of Mesora.
Yes. Actually, now when you do that path, you feel the shift.
The shift.
You're moving from Buruburu towards Umoja.
Yeah.
So I understand why they say that.
True, but then if you check the houses and the lifestyle, to me, I didn't see the difference. By then I would feel the difference anytime I would go to my friends in Oyole or in Nambanane's hood, Kibich. They would feel enyewe, because those times most of the houses were mabati and then mtaro and everything. And funny enough, I felt at home there than Buruburu, because Buruburu was gated community.
Yeah.
Unless the kids you are with in the court, how is you at nje?
True.
Hardest thing.
It's very confined.
Yeah. And I came to grow and understand that I'm an extroverted person. I'm someone who wants to link up, mingle, chat. I'm not those people who come into the house, stay the whole 1 month, toka siku narudi nyuma. It wouldn't happen. But it is what it is. So guys who thought Buruburu was a big deal, it was, but not the level you guys thought.
Nice. So you have gone through high school, a bit of campus, and you have met Skipper and you have met the artist.
Yeah.
Now take us to the field. Let's start with, when did you guys decide you want to play role ball? Not football, not basketball, not any other kind of common ball.
Yeah.
And what is roll ball to the layman person? That includes me, because apart from, if I did not know you in person, I will not have an idea of what roll ball is. Yes. So let's start from what is roll ball to the layman in the simplest ways possible.
So back to where we had held. Pali niliwaambia mshikilie.
Yes.
Achilia.
And pause. Press play.
Press play there. So we shoot your video. I took a month. I've never been to shopping center. I've never called this brother of mine.
Yeah.
Milan. One of these fine days, class may bounce. Thank you, Sana KU, for having classes that are bounced.
It was all.
Thank you.
Bounce class.
Hi, be blessed. So class has bounced. It's 2 in the evening. I'm like, I can't go back home right now. And when I came to campus, I came to campus with the psych of, I don't want to do sports because I've done sports all my life. I want to do theater.
Yeah.
And that's how I joined KUTT, acted with the likes of Kinadon. The musicians that I'm working with are the likes of you, Junizi, Stitch, even
Kasisi.
Ska used to come to KU. Django, Dinero, you know, and then there was that guy from Dhika. The one who sang Chafasi. He did a remix of...
yes, I remember. I'm missing the name, but I remember the artist.
That guy.
Yeah.
So you understand? That frame...
And those songs were made in this studio, actually.
Are you for real?
Yes, Fisi was made here.
Fisi was here?
Django songs that you know of. A lot of Daniela music. When Erosh was starting his
career,
a lot of songs were done
Mbichot
here.
was done here.
Mbichot was done here.
Yes. Hey, make sure you play Mbichot kiasi hapo vibe. So, those are the guys I'm working with. Guys in sports also like are big. Playing rugby, national team. Playing hockey, national team. You understand? I come meet Milan. I start to train rollball. I start to train how to skate. But now, shopping center has a lot of people. And I'm not an artist. Miss him Sunny. But there's a thing. If you work with some Sunnis, some big names like Skipper, they assume we're paying him Sunny.
True.
I'm just a fan like you. It's only that I know his circle and neza chapo pamoja, but nothing else. So you fall there, yo, what's up? You see your pictures. I'm like, yo, nini. So I had to shift my training from shopping center to that street of Campanile. Silikuwa na hiyo corridor inaelekea Old Admin.
Yeah.
That street. So that's why I could skate because there's no traffic. Na kuna watu. Mark you that time, that road wasn't smooth as now it is.
Yeah.
That road, I think, was made in 2018 upper.
Okay.
The whole school became just carpeted.
Yeah.
They made
it
2
was,
ways.
I think, 3 or 4 years after my graduation.
Yeah. When did you graduate?
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Bas, and I think up around 2017, 18, 19. So ilikuwa shamba. And now because I don't know how to skate, when I feel like falling down, I would jump onto the flower garden.
Onto the flower.
Or the flower bed. Shule naomba msinipe nini. Please. Vandalism.
If you have not picked your certificate,
Vandalism.
no caution money for you.
I haven't picked. Just make sure you don't launch this before I'll pick, then let you guys know when to post it. So I could skate, and then I feel like to fall, I jump on that place. And then I got my first name in rollball, Shamba Boy. Shamba Boy, apparently, because I would use the Shamba. But now, when we get to games...
Do you know I'm laughing?
It was something different.
Even in biking, if you take a corner and you go off the road and... you go into the shamba, you call a shamba boy or a plot owner. So depending on how bad you fell is the size of the plot. So if you fell so badly, you want maybe 100 by 100.
So you're a plot owner.
Yeah, a plot owner.
Yo, so me, I was a shamba boy for the longest time. And skating is not easy, guys.
I can never try.
Skating is not easy.
Yeah.
But laugh at us. Laughing at people who skate and fall is good. Because it gives us fire to prove you. Yeah. Bas. So, learned night classes with a friend called Albi, Rahe, the one by the scene that brother was talking about. Shout out to Rahe, one of the best players I've ever known. So we trained there. I think I took like 2 weeks. My skates is okay. Then I go to shopping center because now the confidence is here.
You're back to revenge on your haters. Because actually, shopping center was a very stressful place to be in KU. I will go for a month without passing by the shopping center because number one, there was always the same clique of people doing the same thing. Just usoro tu, yani just checking who is passing with who is hitting on who is eating what. I was almost saying who is eating who.
Yeah, who's eating who was. KU radio 99.9.
Shopping center was stressful, man.
And you know, shopping center was KU's Silicon Valley.
Yes.
If KU ever had a Silicon Valley, it was shopping center.
There was some classism to it because at lunchtime, there's someone who was going to shopping center to spend 300 shillings. Then there is us team KM.
We go to KM.
Pale kwa Mosh Jakababa,
Hey.
we even had half chapati na chafua. You could eat 5 shillings, man.
Leave alone that. We used to have this guy who would sell to us nyama na supu at 30 bob plus ugali. You see Blessed, where current Blessed is?
Yes.
Opposite. There was kibanda ya mabati too. That's why you go and eat.
Are you guys never told us, man? Ilikuwa ni siri.
No, you guys were performing. You're in concerts. Octopizzo is coming to KU. King Kaka is coming to KU.
But we never used to earn actually, let me be honest. For all the times I performed in KU, including performing contending for guest artist, I never made more than 3,000 shillings. And that was from a solo night. So the organizing sector is used to pocket our money. In the budget, there was some small money for local artists. I'm saying this confidently because I've seen these budgets later after graduating. So someone was pocketing that.
I can even confirm because there's a time I was in the board of KUSA Awards. We were with Jim D. KUSA Awards 2018.
Jim D. Louis. I should get Jim D here sometime.
Kina Dewies, that whole crew. And I kid you not, there's a budget. Nasi jokes. Even people who are consulting, there's a budget. Even if you can bring Octopizzo and create a connection, there's something you'd be given. Kidogo. So those who win, there's a budget.
Nice.
So after this show, please, if you're in Kenyatta University, unless they change the programs, there's a budget for
I should
artists.
go claim. They owe me so much.
Hey, but Mega, you are performing every
show.
If there's anything in amphitheater, you just know one of the performers is skipper. Whoever is going to come after.
I was in the deep state, so I knew guys like Big Boy Chege. He was the main MC. I knew Keri Kagiri. He used to be the main MC. Nelsoni, the main MC. Yeah.
Kiri ako wapi?
Keri is, I last saw her, she's a biker nowadays. And she's actually the new Secretary General. I think the new Sec Gen of the Biking Association of Kenya. So she's around, and she's nowadays she's a minister of the Lord. So she's, yes.
Kiri, shout out to
she's
Kiri.
Ministering, and she's using biking as one of the avenues of ministering to the youth, and is working out very nice.
Shout out to Kiri, man. Kiri was an iron lady. Hey.
She's still emceeing though. Even the event I was in, she was the MC.
She was the MC.
Yes.
Because listen, people who don't understand, KU 2013 to 2018, there are fields that were men-owned.
Yeah.
Men-owned. And it's not because they didn't give women chance, but the crowd. The fellow MCs don't have a problem. You are a chick, come. But KU's crowd was ruthless.
It was tough.
That crowd. And that's why, if KU accepted you,
you could go anywhere. And
you're making it in Kenya. If KU denies you, I remember when the first time King Kaka came to KU and he performed. By then he wasn't so big.
Yeah.
Like majorly big. Right now King Kaka is an A-list artist.
Yeah.
By then I think he was B, working on his A-list game. And he performed other songs. Guys are like, He performed Adisia. Hizo makofi za kilo.
Yeah.
Adisia. KU went bisak. The whole event went, what only cheese, I kid you not. And to me, that's when I really concentrated on King Kaka. And I think after that performance, that guy just skyrocketed. And most of the artists that performed in KU and was loved, Kenya mzima will love you.
Yeah, true.
If you performed in KU, you are not loved. It's not that you don't love you, but you just need to harness your skill more. And you see, even YY, performed in KU, got accepted, Churchill show. So it is what it is.
Yes. So let's proceed. You have now learned skating. So let's now add the ball to the skating. So how did that happen? The change from just skating to now playing using skates?
So I learned how to skate, went to shopping center. I think for a while I hadn't had any video-based projects that had been called to or invited.
Yeah.
So I went to shopping center, tried playing. There are two positions, goalkeeper and infield. So I tried playing infield, but to me I didn't like it because it didn't have a better view.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, I'm usually, in all the sports I played, I usually prefer playing center. Because the way my mind is coded, I prefer that wider view.
Mm-hmm.
But the position they put me in was a forward. So forward usually have a narrower view to the game. So because of that view, I was like, can I try goalkeeping?
Yeah.
They're like, actually, no one has ever come here and wants to play goalkeeping. Because it's the what position according to them.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to shoot at you, hit you with the ball and everything. And if it's a score, the whole team gets pissed at you.
Yeah.
If the other player does a mispass or anything wrong, it's not so serious. But when a goalkeeper does one mistake, the whole world is standing to shuke. Onana system, yeah. Yeah, so me, I try to be a goalkeeper just because of the view. I always love when I'm playing, I have that wide view of the game. Our first game, I think after 2 days, went to JKYLA. That was my first ever game. At JKYLA, it was lovely. Considered a couple of goals. Most of them nutmeg, chobo. But it is what it is. And that's how I think we propelled. So for those who don't know rollball, it's handball on skates.
So what kind of a ball do you use? The handball, basketball ball, football ball?
Yeah, it can be football over there. So the court is 40 by 20.
Mm-hmm. Feet? Or meters?
Meters, 40 by 20 meters.
Mm-hmm.
We have 6 players in the team, goalkeeper and 5 infield.
Mm-hmm.
Just like handball, guys are outside the D, and then the goalkeeper is inside the D.
Yeah.
And then the post is similar to handball or a football post, but smaller.
Smaller in size.
And then the ball is a basketball type of ball. Same size, same design. We can use a basketball ball, but you also have an official ball for the game. So basically that is a roll ball. And then on skates.
I'm thinking of a basketball. I'm thinking of sausage. Because I played basketball sometime in high school.
Which high school, Kwanza?
I went to 2 of them. So I was in St. Mary's Yala from Form 1 to Form 3 first term. Then I transferred to Monja Mixed in Laikipia. So in St. Mary's Yala, I used to play hockey. Hockey is our family game. My dad played hockey. My dad coaches hockey. My dad has won the national with his school a couple of times.
Nice.
My mom used to play hockey.
What's your dad's name?
He's George Chege. He used to coach Nyawara Girls High School.
George Chege, shout out. An athlete to another, mad respect.
Yeah, so I went to, I played hockey for Form 1, 2, 3. When I transferred to the new school, they did not have hockey. You know, hockey is very expensive. Because a properly geared hockey player, you dress like close to 100,000.
True.
If you have a nice...
Also the goalkeeper, man.
Yes. You have a nice fiberglass hockey stick, that's around 7,000. Have good
shin guards, boots,
boots,
serious
like
jersey,
that.
mouth guard.
Yes, all that is it. So many schools do not cannot afford to have hockey as the game they offer, and I cannot afford to be anti-games. I always have to play something.
No, it's in the blood. It's in the DNA.
When I went to that new school, I found there was no hockey. I used to play basketball at home with my friends. Game 21s, just in the court. We used to live in St. Mary's Yala because my mom was teaching there. So in the holiday, they had the whole school to ourselves. So we used to play basketball a lot.
So you're the guys who used to spoil our... Okay, now
yes, that was us. So when you open and you find the court is so dirty.
Yeah,
that was us. So with the small skill I got there with a friend of mine called Bill Skosiga, in the new school, I joined the school team. And that was Form 3 second term. Yeah. So there's only one term to play. That is Form 4 first term.
Yeah.
And by the time we were getting to Form 4 first term, I was in the first 5.
Nice.
I used to play center guard.
Yeah, I wanted to ask which position.
Yes, I used to play guard. So I'm a very good defensive guard, but I can also distribute the ball forward.
So effectively, you're somewhere.
Yes. So for that particular year, that school went up to the regionals. That is the highest that ever gone.
Nice.
Before I joined, I don't know how they fared in the years after, but I played basketball a bit of it. And one of the things I really used to fear is sausage. Because that ball is so hard,
and the pass is harder.
Yes. So if that what you call sausage is for those who are anti-games,
please.
like our producer Mark.
Mark is chatting.
So in case you are hit with the ball this way, you are going to get the finger swollen and unfoldable. Yeah. So that's what we are calling sausage. So I'm imagining the ball is not being passed; it is being thrown. Thrown.
It's a shot.
How do you survive that?
So, as a rollball goalkeeper, there are a lot of techniques that you have to go through.
Do you have any special gear like a hockey goalkeeper has?
No, goalkeeper just has the gears that people have, knee guards, back in the day. Right now, guys are adding things. Back in the day, just skates, knee guards, elbow guards.
You're on skates too.
Yeah, the
And
goalkeeper is on
goalkeeping.
skates. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And actually, back in the days, even guards were so expensive. Their matches, I would just go with skates alone. Just the way I am. Skates, shorts, jersey. Bas, we do this. But professionally, you need to have skates, knee guards, elbow guards, maybe wrist guards, and then helmet. But you're talking about 2013, 2014. The skates alone is too expensive. The skates alone is costing like 7K.
Yeah.
7,000, 2013, 2014. That's like 20,000 current, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to have this, and you have to buy the wheels and everything. So people who don't understand, when you're a goalkeeper, you never put your hands hard. You make it smooth or soft so that you don't fight against the momentum of the ball. So when it comes, it does this and relaxes. But if you do this, then it is how strong your hand is versus how strong the ball is.
The ball is.
Now that when you're resisting. But with this, when you make them just flexible and relax, you're just playing with the momentum. And then secondly, as a goalkeeper, you don't stop the ball. You change the direction of the ball. That's one of the techniques.
So
people get wrong.
hakuna kudaka ulale nayo.
Rarely will you get those shots that come, you daka. So the thing is, if a shot is on your path, you just do this, itoke nje, this iende juu, this iende, or this ipoe chini ndio ushike. So you don't just risk someone shoots and then you have to be Shaolin soccer. You won't survive. Ni akili mtu wangu. So those are some of the basic skills that allow you to not get an injury. And funnily enough, I never had an injury for 4 years. And then I had the injury that made me retire from the game.
Oh. How long is the match, and how many halves, quarters?
So the game is played two periods, which is 25-25, and then 10 minutes break. That is now professional. And it's played in an indoor arena, mostly kitu kama kasa.
What kind of surface?
Surface is that wooden indoor arena type of surface. But now since you're in Africa, Kenya to be precise, as long as the surface is solid enough, my guy, you're skating. Tarmac, good. Simiti, good. Terrazzo, good. As long as the surface is strong enough to hold the skates, we will skate, because it's Africa. We won't have the same mechanics those guys have.
Yeah, true. But
God has been great, because even with those challenges, Kenya's brought World Cup a couple of times. Understand? So yeah, it is what it is.
Actually, now take us. You're graduating, and you still push this. You know, actually, many of us kill our campus talents or our campus hustles at the point of graduating. You find this guy was rapping, but after graduating doesn't rap anymore. This guy was doing this after graduation, not doing it anymore. So how are you able to continue it and make it a career that you're even following up to now? Especially the change from, I'm no longer a student, I'm no longer part of maybe the school team.
Yes.
So mimi ni mtu mkubwa and I have to now get a team ya watu wakubwa. How was that?
Yes. So to me, when I just started roll ball, and like most of the things I do, I usually don't have this lukewarm approach. It's two things. He said I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. And if I'm not gonna do it, I won't even start. I'll be like, you do it? Okay, so nice. I'm not in. But if I do anything, I'm going into the best of the possible level. Like even when I played rugby, we went once to nationals. No, provincial, because nationals, I even played with Billy. Billy Odhiambo is currently playing for Sevens. And that's me. I push it to the limit. So when I joined the game, my mind wasn't at the aspect of, let me just play. I was like, I'm here. What's the level possible for a player playing for the national team? Okay, sawa. Which other options are there? There's coaching. Coach the national team. Referee, international referee. Those are the highest levels. So by the time 3 months into the game, my mind was fixed. That's where I'm getting to. Now came the tough decision. What do I need to sacrifice to get there?
Yeah.
And that's where I think many people never get a chance to really get to be great or just enjoy the full potential. The sacrifices are not easy. They are not.
Yeah, true.
Personally, one of the sacrifices that my dad always told me is drugs and sports never go hand in hand. And drugs and art, they never gone hand in hand. And he used to ask him, but I see people doing weed and still doing music. And he told me, watch those people, how many years will they survive? They might, but for how long? And then I watch those other people who, when it's time for studio time, full biashara. Then now when they come to celebrate is when they do the drugs. Compare these two. And when I realized that through one artist, I won't say his name, because him is the one who failed. And then I watched the likes of Tabule, Pepe Kale, the likes of Nameless, the likes of Issa. And I'm like, yo, BTW, you have to sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice, and this I'm talking to anyone who wants to go anywhere, unless you're in the drug business and in the coitus business. You have to sacrifice sex. You have to sacrifice drugs if you want to really unleash your greatness. Because there's something about these two things, these two elements, that affect your energy to get to that level. So in my mind, I was like, these are things I'll sacrifice. KU had beautiful ladies.
A lot of them. A lot of ladies. I like JKYLA.
JKYLA back in the days was a boys' school.
But nowadays they have switched.
They have tried.
Nowadays,
they have tried.
No.
They're good.
They have caught up and they have surpassed.
They're surpassed.
Yes.
But then I said...
I go to Juja frequently.
They switched from
Juja
KU
boys
to a high school.
It was Juja boys, now it is Juja girls.
This is how bad JKYLA was. We would go for games. We finished the games. We ring up the dere. Yo, we are done with our matches. We came in that ground 8. Our match is done at 9:30. Dere uko, we are done with our matches. Because the other games are in USIU. The other games are in Pioneer. You know, that's how serious JKYLA was. It was Juja boys. I went to JKYLA, I think, only twice for a house party. And they asked, why did I even go? Because we went for FIFA. They were just saying, you're going for a cockfest and a FIFA bonding. Because, yo, one chick. And the chick, obviously, bro code. Near demo wa nyumba. Sawa, bro code. We don't discuss. So that's how I cut. Guys, I'm talking as the player. I'm not talking at currently the coach. But as I was saying, when you sacrifice these things, you will get far. Because I believe I'm a testament. KU had beautiful people. Even my teammates alone were beautiful. Very beautiful ladies. But now I had decision to make. Do I befriend them and go the extra mile? Or do I just jinyima, nikaifala, but I know where I'm targeting?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, this lady is beautiful. We might have a thing, blah, blah, blah. What about 5 years later? She's in the national team. I'm the national team head coach. And then now there's conflict of interest. If you bench her, it's because alikunyima.
Yes.
If you play her, it's because alikupea.
Yes.
So there's no where they look at it like this player has earned that standard. It's like, oh, juni manzi wa coach, ama duni play girl wa coach, which is not even fair to athletes. So I looked at those principles and I said, yo, no matter how beautiful someone is in roll ball, I'm not touching any lady in this game. And then the drugs. I'm just imagining a day comes where I'm supposed to be going for the national team tryouts. Then you go for WADA or ADAC, anti-doping, and then you're like, you're a great player, but you can't play because of drugs. So 15 years of my life, I want to give it out because of a joint that I hit 30 seconds only. So I'm like, yo, this is the sacrifice. So I sacrificed those two things, and I think so far so good. I've been able to coach the women's team, KU. Currently I have TOOM, and I've been able to survive to where I am. And those are because of sacrifices. So I really insist, if you want to go the extra mile,
sacrifice.
Tajinyima, bro.
Let's go to your coaching journey. How did you become a coach, and did you go through any formal training, or how did you become a coach and grow from one team to the other?
So my coach experience came through being a captain. I was a captain for 2 seasons in KU. And Lennox, interesting story, no, actually 3 seasons. Under 3 people, Albi, and then there was someone called Ochi. Ochi was a very good guy. Currently, he's running his own tech company. And then Lennox. So Ochi and Lennox are brothers. Understand?
Yeah.
Ochi was ahead of me. Lennox was behind me. But I saw potential in this guy. When they did the voting of who's becoming the next captain, I was like, listen, I don't want to be the main captain. This kid, Achakai. And Lennox, during his term, I think he's one of the most successful captains that KU ever had. He brought down the house. Mention caps, national team, nini, he did it. So I'm so happy that he was in that journey. So when I was a captain, you always, because KU never had coaches, so you always have to take that mantle of leadership. Which formations you're going to play, who's starting the game, who's not traveling, how is the allowance running, which jerseys are we putting on, just the technical aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Atujingeta kwa game. So really as a captain, you have to think about this, and you're still a player, you're a goalkeeper, you need to also, you train and be fit enough for a game. These players you're playing with are also wanting the national team, that you yourself, you also want to go to the national team.
Yeah.
So through that captainship, I was able, not knowingly, to be mentored into coaching. Because those things you have to decide and what the coaches have to decide is the same thing.
Yeah.
So now the only difference was the formality. Now, push it through kidogo, national team call up, the championship, East Africa is coming to Kenya, Kasarani.
Which year?
That was 2017.
Okay.
I've trained for 3 years. This is what I always wanted. God is true. Nimeget call up a national team. Kama goalkeeper, you guy. Hey, tizi pale kasa, everything goes well. I was me, there's a guy called Mato, and then there's another guy namsahau jina. 3 goalkeepers. Tumeingia hadi list ya mwisho. Kenya actually has 2 teams because tuna host. So kuna team A na team B. Niko team B ya ma goalkeeper. And then the evening, the last training, then tournament inaanza.
Yeah.
Get an injury. And it was one of the injuries that don't make sense. We are warming up. We have finished training. So guys are like, zile dakika za mwisho. We shika pena yangu ya mwisho. We shika yangu ya mwisho. We shika yangu ya mwisho. And I'm like, okay, sawa.
Yeah.
No biggie. So I think guys took like 15 penalties after training imeisha. Pap, zine zinaingia. You know, plus you're not fully serious.
Yeah.
Pap. Mato enters, does his thing. I come back, do my thing. Blah, blah, blah. So the last penalty that you're taking, and then that guy just did like a shot. Yeah? And I go to block it with my left. Only to feel some sound. I'm like, it's painful. Kenyan style. Physio, angalia hii. Shika. Iko sawa?
Iko sawa.
I'm like, okay, sawa. We weren't camping by then. So I go back to my crib. Back then I was living in Kiunguro. Hapa tu. Ile nyumba iko katikati hizo petrol stations mbili.
Okay.
Bas. Pull up. Kesho asubuhi naamka. Kono imevimba. I'm like, nimeamka 5. Cause game ni 9. Game ya kwanza ni 9. By yo, timekeeping. Lazima mimi nikwe tu ground by 7:30. Kono imevimba. Naambia mama, kanda kidogo nikasikizie cause ako na practice medicine. Amekanda kiasi, nimeka ka bandage, nimeishia. Nimeenda hivyo naonyesha coach, jana tizi something happened. That was coach NYAUDO. Coach NYAUDO just looked at it. Akaniambia kimchezo, that's a fracture. Go get a scan. Naambia coach, shot moja hivi, si nimeshika shots ngapi hizo miaka zote. Shot moja. Like that's a fracture. Kwa hiyo story, uta game. Utakuwa part of us but uta game. Juu siwezi kuweka na hiyo injury. Hiyo injury inaongezeka. I'm like denial. Nimekaa tone imeisha, East Africa imeisha. Sikandi zimerudi makwao. So I'm like, acha niende hosi. Nenda hosi kuscan na si jokes. Hii bone imecrack hivi.
Along the length?
Hapa. Na nistopisha shot na huku.
How powerful was the shot?
It wasn't.
Okay.
Because shot ikuanga serious, mi ende ya mkono mbili. And I don't fight against. Mi change direction. Hata ini change to direction. But hapa ikacrack. Option ni gani? Lazima ni kale ka cast. Alafu wanadhani huku ni EPL. 8 months bench. 8 months ya nani? Buda mi ni Mkenya. We are built different. Nilikata cast, by the way. Nikakubali zile mavijiti. na bandage bas, cause I still had exams, I still had a life. So hivo 4 months nimeenda hosi, imeangaliwa, imerudi, but namba siwezi cheza bado. And now that's when floorball came. Because it's also tough being an athlete for biggest time of your life, always being sports. You breathe, eat, sleep sports.
Yeah.
And then now you cannot do the thing your bed starts. That's a different other ball game. Kabisa. Because everything I did was sports based. Na kasi sports ni art, which art bado ni entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's that phase. And then now siezi hizo magame zote, rugby siezi cheza, siezi do sport yoyote. I have to just sit down, sijui kukaa chini. So I think those are one of the toughest 4 months of my life. Na pia siezi hustle, because who will call an MC who has bandage? It's not like bandage it affect performance your MC, but people are like, umeumia, uko sawa. You understand?
Yeah.
So hawezi do job, hawezi do kitu unapenda, na bado lazima uende shule juu exams haitambui.
Yeah.
So those are very tough 4 months, very very tough. I think it took everything from me by then. And I'll shout out my mamas by then, Masi Mwale, mama paliuko barikiwa, because she's the one who stood with me, clean cut.
Okay.
She stood with me. Ye ndio ali, you see how people say that, oh, mi mwanaume siezi mlinda. I kid you not, she catered all the bills, because hiyo time siezi hustle na siezi do vitu napenda. So pia hiyo time I was really sad. By then pia funny enough tukujua depression. Interestingly enough mi nilijua tu nimeboeka, ningekaa kwa nyumba bla bla bla, watch movies hivo, mkono ikarudi, siezi cheza rollball, nikauliza doc, so what can I do? Because me kukaa haiezi. Kamba you just, bora your sport ni light, you just bring it to me, I'll run it through. And then Dr. Ogodi, shukran sana. So that's when I go back to rollball. Then a friend of mine called Brenda Ngaya tells me, kuna game inaitwa floorball, imetoka UG, would you like to know it? I'm like, yo, umetumwa na Mungu. Inakaaje? Inakaaje? Akaniambia ni kama hockey, but it's less contact, it's less dangerous. Juu hiyo stick ni blade ni plastic, stick ni carbon fiber, light kabisa. Inachezwa na watu 5, keeper kona helmet, post ni ndogo, si dangerous. Nimerun na doc, nimemshow videos, akasema ni sawa. Mimi nimerudi nayo show nayo nimeenda nikaitisha. Hizi zingine courage ni tricky. I went and requested for a meeting with the HODs of sports, the directors, which was by then Dr. Litaba. Dr. Litaba was my patron rollball. We know each other, I'm his captain. So he did even the best thing. He told me, there's no need of you pitching the game to me as the sports director. Let me invite for you coaches and captains and sports lecturers. Let them listen to your sport, then let them see how viable it is.
Nice.
So here I am, 2 weeks later. I've never played the sport. I don't even have an equipment. But I want the school to have this sport as one of the sports within this university, and staki kitu ingine. I can't remember how I pitched that whole thing. The next morning, I was called to the office and they told me, listen, you're going to give you a pilot for 3 months. If the game is viable, you're supporting it. That's history. Got players, like 15 players in less than 2 weeks, registered for the league, played the league, lost the first season, went to win 3 seasons back to back. Our second season, we went and beaten all competitions. Tournaments, friendlies, league, national team, went to Uganda, brought home the cup. And yeah, so that was how floorball came. So now I go to rollball, nikajua floorball, nikapush floorball. In the meantime, always checking on the doctor. Can I go back? This doc finally gives me the truth. And is like, I'm sorry, but you can't go back. Because that fracture, as much as it has healed, it hasn't healed to a level that fully. It will always recur if you have high impact, or you have to check on also on your weight load. There's a weight you can't pass, and mine is 120. No matter what happens, nisei jaribu kushika kitu kwa 120 na ninue. No matter what happens. So I'm like, so that means I'll never ever play rollball again. I mean, as per now, never. So what is the next option? Coaching. So I go. talk to Dr. Litaba,
Mhm.
tell him like, yo, I've just got a report from the doctor. Apparently, I'll never ever be able to play roll ball.
Mhm.
But I feel that I still have something to offer to this game.
Yeah.
So, haina shida. KU doesn't have a coach. You do this. Let us organize for you the clinic. Go train, and then you see how it goes.
Mhm.
So I'm invited to a clinic. I train. God is great. I pass. Then 88. Second in my class. Come back. I volunteer as a coach for 2 years in KU.
Mhm.
At that time, I'm also volunteering as a floorball coach. I do my papers. So something people don't know, coaching and refereeing in Kenya, rollball, you do the same exam and you have the same trainings.
Mhm.
And now refereeing is even chaotic because now we have exams thrice in a year. Fail one, you want to go to the next level.
By which body?
Now we have the KRBF and then the International Rollball Body. So when I did my exams for like 2 years in a row, referee, then I became stable. Now I was introduced now to the International Rollball Federation.
Mhm.
They're the ones who certify if you can go to the World Cups and become international referee.
Yes.
So when I train doing this, because you understand, I'm from what I loved to now, at that moment I felt like I've been reduced. Push these papers, nini exams, and 2020 happens. Corona is there. Just when I was enrolled to do an international exam, 2020 happens. Now I can't do this. So again, 3 years of my life pushing for this, then kwa mwisho, hapana.
Yeah.
I'm like, ni nani? Who is it? Anyway, solution comes, they propose for virtual exams.
Mhm.
And you do virtual exams through the whole of COVID. At least 12 exams. Pass mark is 84. And the marks are 4. So you get one right, that's a 4. You miss one right, that's a 4. So you miss one right, you're at 96. You miss the second one, you're at 92. So in short, you only have at most 4 wrongs in an exams to be out. We are over 100 referees who want to become international. So we do all this, God becomes true, all the way to the last exam. The last exam, I got a 92. The cut was 88. Because guys who passed those exams are going to officiate the World Cup.
Mhm.
Pass is 88. God is true, I get a 92. I think I was third in the world or something. We go to India, we do the exam, and that's how I become international referee. I come to realize that actually, God's understanding is way ahead of us. To me, I felt like I'm being subdued.
Yeah.
But actually, these were preparations. Because if I would have stayed as a player, I wouldn't have been a coach, and I wouldn't have been an international referee.
Yeah.
Because now that would have brought so much ile kugongana,
Conflict of interest.
conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you'd be a player and become international referee. You'd be so biased. And there's no way you'd be a player and be a full referee.
Yeah.
So now the aspect of being a coach, then coming back as a referee, and at times being given matches of your team as exams, they don't tell you, but they don't tell you it's an exam.
Mhm.
But they're like, which game is it? GOA versus KU.
Mhm.
KU is, Ogolla is a referee and also a coach to KU. Give Ogolla that match. And all eyes on you. You have no idea. But them, they're like, let's see.
They're testing you.
They're testing you. That time I'm young. I think I'm like, but then I think I'm 25, 26, 27. I'm young, still with the boys, story, nini. But I do my thing. And through that, I was able to officiate and coach the same team. Years later, I go to the World Cup India, and I'm given the finals.
World Cup finals.
To God be the glory. And that is my first ever World Cup finals. No, actually, that's my first ever World Cup. The guy called Prabhakar, he is one of the referee coordinators of the world, and a guy called Anand.
Mhm.
So we always have meetings. So we went in India to Mekaribisha, blah, blah, blah. Games go Giznaenda. And then the second last meeting, they're like, so tomorrow we're having the World Cup, the finals, and these are the people who will officiate. Prabhakar, in my mind, I'm like, he has two. This guy wrote the rule book. Ziko hapa. By then, I didn't know he had written the rule book. So during our trainings, I would argue with him a lot. You're saying this, but it's supposed to be this. And then I'm running and bringing the rule book. And he's just smiling and like, Okay. But have you considered this and this to this and this, and then now this and this makes it this? I'm like, wow. And then we had a lot of confrontations with him. So by the time we are starting the World Cup, because we were there for a week, we had already reached to that level. I don't know, I can call it respect. It's no longer I'm trying to prove a point and he's trying to defend a point.
Yeah.
It's more of it's growth on growth.
You're now almost like peers.
We are peers in the game, but he's way ahead of me. I would never compare to him. But now he brought it to a level where feel free to talk to me. We'll discuss. If you're right, I'll agree you're right. If you're wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. And to him, vice versa.
Yeah.
So we had already had that bro code uko nyuma. And then now I hear his name. He was like a bit far from me. I'm like, Prabhakar, nice. So me in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to watch Prabhakar officiate finals. Yo, me, I'm in my dream right now. Sitaki hata kuamka. This is one of the referees I'm looking at. I'm like, yo, you deserve it. Every game that he would officiate, actually he only officiated 2 matches. One in semis and one in quarters. Every game he would officiate, I would go and watch. Because that guy is effective. Yani, pop. So he said, Prabhakar, I'm like, nice. So in my mind, I'm like, there's NYAUDO, who's a former Kenyan. Currently he's in the UK. He's an international referee. So in my mind, I'm like, NYAUDO or maybe someone else. And then they go like Ogolla James. I'm like, excuse me, am I helping as a subordinate referee? Am I helping on the table? Or am I bringing balls to the court? Because the referee jobs ni mob. He's like, no, actually you and Prabhakar will be officiating the final. Yo, I froze. I'm like, aje sasa. And this guy is even serious. This is World Cup, you guy.
Okay.
This is my first World Cup, mnanipei chance. Then I'm like, okay, sawa. Kaende sana. Day of World Cup, I officiate 1 match, and then I'm told to go and get some documents. There's some documents that are needed. These are passports and blah, blah, blah. I think they wanted to clear us from the rooms or something.
Yeah.
I don't have them. So they're like, bring the original document of photocopy. Photocopy, it's far. I'm in India, I don't know places. So I go when there was a game of the less fortunate Paralympics rollball playing. I go with me and 3 of my other referees. Tumepotea, then I'm like, there's something amiss. They're like, Nini, there's just something wrong. They're like, where to draft easy documents? I'm like, Z, I kid you not. You said that game is supposed to start in 1 hour. Tumetembea dakika ngapi? 20. I'm like, no, that game is on. A friend of mine, Mwinyi from Tanzania, and George is from Ghana, tells me, so what do you think? I'm like, yo, let's go back to that pitch. We started running. We don't have rupees. We can't take an Uber. We don't understand the language. Saiba peke tumeteseka kupata. Bro, I ran all the way. I think you imagine walking for 20 minutes.
That's a distance.
I think we did like 6 kilometers or something. Mbio kurudi. And it's not like joga. Yo, me, I'm like full take on. Kaende. We are passing streets and you see how Indian movies, mchochoro. Bro, that's what you are acting at that moment. Mchochoro afu mimi lead and these guys are like, hey, slow down. I'm like, apana. I ran the best I could. I get into the arena. This one join referee. You don't do clearance. You already put on this kit.
Yeah.
So walk on ile tag. I get into the arena. I see the Indian team on the left. Washa line. Wamemaliza inspection. Kenya is on the right. Washa line. Wanaongeleshwa na coach. Mafanzo wamepelekwa huko juu. Wale marefarizi wengine washapangwa. Like, hii game inaanza. I then I'm like, oh man, what's happening? I meet up with Coach NYAUDO. He's like, where have you been? I tell him, Coach, right now, this is not the time.
Not the time.
Do me a favor. And that's why I love Coach NYAUDO. He tells me, what do you need? Kanambia, buy me time. Buy me 10 minutes. I'm too shaken. Says ingia kwa hiyo uwanja. Buy me 10 minutes. He's like, sawa, I'll see what I'll do. Because NYAUDO goes to the microphone and says, excuse me, if you know that you're not a technical, please get out of this lower floor, go to the upper floor. Please, security, help us get these people from. You understand?
Yeah.
No one can. I know after this clip is when guys will realize. I go to the referees. We had a room.
Yeah, a room.
I don't have my skates. Naanza kutafuta skates. Nimerudi Queens, I look for my skates, I get them. I run back. I don't have my whistle, I don't have my cards, I'm chaotic. I went there. I put my phone on alarm. 5 minutes. Na nikalala.
What?
Na ni World Cup, bro. Ni World Cup. I'm hearing chants, I'm hearing everything. Nilienda kwa hiyo room, I'm like, hapana. Nilieka hiyo alarm na nikaeka kwa chest. Na nikalala hivi.
Reset.
Nika vibrate. I woke up a new man. Skates, nini. Nikiingia kwa uwanja. Kaambia coaches, salutes. Twende kazi. The game went well. And I think, even though God you work, if you'd have given me World Cup finals 3 years before that, I would have messed. Because I wasn't ready.
Makes sense.
I wasn't ready.
That was a very interesting encounter. It is so interesting that you almost missed your once in a lifetime opportunity. Not once in a lifetime, but by then it was once.
But by then it was.
Yeah, so let's go away from the referee and let's go back to the coach. My dad was a hockey coach at NYAUDO Girls High School. He had players that he trained that are still in very many teams in the country, including national teams.
Yeah.
And the legacy of a coach is the players that they leave behind. The same way that the legacy of Mwalimu is the photographers that I train. So as for you, as a coach so far, I know you're not been doing for so long, but you have something already going, and you have brought people into the game, and you have nurtured them to a good level.
Yeah.
So and luckily you came with one of them to the interview.
Yeah,
they're going to tell us their story a bit later, but just introduce what legacy as a coach to you, or what coaching means to you, because we all think about it differently. What does it mean to you? What does it feel to you? And why do you do it?
So why I do coaching is because, as I said, it's that place that most of the things I've learned in my life just fit in there seamlessly. I've studied
It's a perfect puzzle.
Yeah, I'm a teacher by profession. Difference of teaching and coaching is basically just a teacher has like set exams on a specific time.
Yeah.
A coach, your exams are on a daily and minute basis. That player, you yourself, the other opponents, you're always evaluating and reevaluating. Guys, always and always. And then secondly, it always puzzled me when I was younger how coaches can figure out what to do at what time. And it enters. Ingiane.
When to sub, when to change formation.
Exactly. In my mind, I was like, yo, do you know how many variables are there in a game?
So
per
many.
Second, like per second has at least 200 million variables per second. Take that variable, give it in maybe a game of football, 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
So take that variable times you have 30 players on your team alone, then times the opponent's players. You're working with infinity probability of making a decision that will make this game go your way. And there are effective coaches like Arsene Wenger who figured it out. Then my current coach mentor, Jacob NYAUDO. He was a coach in Achibela. He was a national team coach in rollball. And now he's in the international platform. Hopefully, I will get into issues, then beat issues, and go higher.
Okay.
And then also, a coach that I look up to internationally is Arteta. He's one coach. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Arsene Wenger, Arteta. You said it.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
I was smelling the bias from far.
I'm an Arsenal fan. And to me, I relate with Arteta a lot. Because when I came to KU, and I think my former player, but once a coach, always a coach.
Yes.
When I came to KU, there are projects that I had to accomplish. And my main project is discipline. Any day, anytime.
Yeah.
If I'm working with any team, before even introducing you the game, you work on your discipline. And then secondly, on your psychology, your mentality. Most of the African teams don't go far because of mentality. We are trained so much on the physical, we focus so much on the physical that you don't have the mental.
Better ni ugali bwana.
Ni ugali, yes. And then when you get a team that has so much mental strength, you can beat them.
They easily beat you.
Yeah, because
they overwork you actually in the
they'll
first place.
overwork you and play with your mind, like they'll just intimidate you.
Yeah.
The fans will talk smack, and then these players anakupiga chobo, anakuchekelea because you don't have the mental strength.
Yeah.
You get irritated. You stop playing your game. You start looking for revenge.
Yes.
30 minutes later, you're 3-0 down.
Yeah.
You can't recover.
True.
So those two things I work on, and then now player growth. And when Arteta came to Arsenal, the first thing he did was discipline of Arsenal, and that had to slice out players like Aubameyang when they had differences. And to me, I was like, it's a tough call. I love Aubameyang. Hadi wa leo. It was a tough call. But the minute you're not following the main policy of the team, you have to make this tough calls.
You are like cost the team.
Exactly.
A liability.
And there's nothing bigger than the badge of the team or the team itself. So any decision that would hinder the team, even if it will make some 6 players feel better, we won't go for that decision. But any decision that will be for the growth of the team and cost 6 other players, we are going for it.
Oh, nice.
So when he did that, I was in for it. And then secondly, he's been a player in that team. I've been a player in KU. He's been a captain. I've been a captain. He fought so much for his national team. I fought so much for my national team. Never got. I represented it, but not in the field.
Okay.
So to me, with that, I so much resonate with him. Then technically 5 players that I thought should be brought to Arsenal were brought. So me and him, I'm like, oh, tunapelekana. So that's why I really look up to Arteta a lot. And I'll even show you charts. Before games, we have a national group. Before games, I see his lineup, and I'm like, Trossard is in, Saka is in, Martinelli is in. These guys will create chances. These 2 guys will give us goals. At times, it's not even 30 minutes. Trossard has scored, Martinelli has scored. So in our WhatsApp group, they call me Mchawi. But it's because I feel that my mind and Arteta zinaanza kupelekana. But obviously, he's way ahead of me. So as a coach, when this thing starts to link in, that is your happiness.
Nice.
To me, it's not. Maybe she'll talk about the trophies. I know most coaches look at trophies. Funnily enough, I know we have won trophies. Honestly, I don't know how many. Honestly.
There are so many.
There are so many or so less. But I'm that coach who be like, trophy, yay! But unajua ile pasi ya nini iko mzuri. Monday, Grau, you're working on your left pass.
A coach with OCD.
Yeah, but I think I have OCD when it comes to coaching. And ADHD. I don't know how to sit down pole. But to me, I'm that type of coach because to me, my wins are not the win of the game. I know many people will be like, umepigwa game 7. But the games we lose, and I'm in the zone. I'm so happy because I've seen that player push so hard to do that thing. And they did it. Not once, not twice, but thrice. In that game, me have won. That game, me have won. That goalkeeper has never done a dive ever since aanze kwa goalkeeper. It's either stop too heavy.
Yeah.
And then in the game, that goalkeeper does a dive. Whether that opponent scores or he or she saves, me in my mind, I'm like, yes. That player does a breaker. She doesn't do. Me, I'm like, yes. So me, my wins are more on per player growth than per team growth and bringing the trophies. When I was with KU for that time, we never brought the league home. I'm happy they did finally. We brought a couple of Kusa home and some tournaments. But to me, it was more of the player growth. There's a goalkeeper called Sean. The first game she came in, the team, and that other interviewer coming in, she was part of it. Walikata.
Why?
They were like, Asiingie. Because she was learning. She was a new goalkeeper. We were playing against JKWAT, which by then is the best team in the league. And then they're like, ule akingia tapigwa mabao mo. We'll concede. In my mind, I'm seeing at this chick and I'm like, this chick has potential. She's only shy and has like anxiety.
Yeah.
But after that anxiety is done, hapa kuna gold. So I call in the sub. I remove the goalkeeper, the number 1 goalkeeper. I bring this lady. The team is like, hapana coach, don't put her in. We're going to lose. No. I'm like, are you the coach of me? Like, okay, sawa. Do you know this chick played for 5 minutes, clean sheet? She didn't get scored.
Nice.
That was the first time JKUAT stayed 5 minutes without scoring KU. They would always score at will. And that's how that player started her journey. There's also another player called Chacha and Morris. Them again, men's team. I brought them in. Team ilijam. How can you bring these guys in? They're first years. Ni wa young. Funnily enough, right now, like Chacha, Morris, they are some of the best players in the team. Chacha is massive right now. I'll send you his clips. So at times you just need to see potential, help build that potential. As me as a coach, even if you don't win anything, as long as I see this player used to be like this, they are like this. This player used to have drug problems. Nikiingia kwa team. Now this player is not even smoking weed. This one wasn't managing time. Would come to games late. This player is coming 30 minutes before time. Who angeweza fanya push-ups 5. Now anafanya 7. To me as a coach, to me that's my legacy.
All right. Like you said, as we keep keeping up with the story of Ogolla, the coach, the player, the referee, the legacy of a coach is what they leave behind in the form of players who are doing well. And courtesy of that, I have someone with me who has been Ogolla's protege, and she's here to talk about her life and her journey with Ogolla in the roll ball sector. So, hi, Cinta.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
Thank you for coming to the show and accompanying your coach. He's your coach, true?
Yeah.
Yeah, so before I talk too much, because I'm already talking too much into the episode up to now, let me leave it up to you. Tell us about yourself, what you do that pertains this particular story that you're talking about.
Okay. I'm Jacinta Mwangi, but kwa grau, you come to look for Jacinta Mwangi utampata.
Kwa grau ni different.
Ni different. So I'm Cinta. Yeah, I play roll ball. I play for Team KU. And fortunately, I got the opportunity to get into the national team.
Oh, nice.
Na nika participate in the 6th World Cup, which was last year, 2023, in Pune, India. Yeah.
Nice. You guys have won some World Cup titles.
Yeah.
So how many and which years, so that we can get the context and be proud to be Kenyan even more, because people don't know about these things.
Yeah. Okay, for the ladies, there are 6 World Cups zenye tume participate as Kenya.
Yes.
Okay, for me, nime participate moja, but tumewin for the ladies ni moja tu waliwai lose.
Out of the 6?
Yes, out of the 6. So zimekuwa 5. For the men, last year's World Cup, year 2023, was the first one that they emerged the champions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but they were competing around position 3, mostly position 3, position 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you said you play for KU.
Yes.
So for you to play for KU, do you have to be a KU student?
Okay. Yes. I have to be a student there. But then, okay, there's an opportunity for someone who is not a student. But you must participate only in the league. There's the university league and there's the national league. So you can only participate in the national league if you're not a student.
Of course, KUSA is the university league.
Yeah, KUSA is the university league, and you have to show your university ID before participating in the KUSA.
Oh, so you have to be an actual student?
Yes, you have to be an actual
student.
In session?
Can you be on
in
long
session?
Holiday?
No. In session.
How do they tell?
They have to check your fee statement.
Oh.
Yes.
It is that strict?
Yeah, they even check the portal. Yeah.
That is nice. So how did you meet roll ball? Because normally we know you guys for volleyball, netball, and other kinds of soft ball games.
Okay, for me, first of all, I was introduced into skating by my sister. That is in 2018. 2018, my sister was just interested in roll ball, but for me, I didn't know roll ball. So she just started skating, because you must know how to skate before you get into roll ball.
Yeah, true.
So she just started skating, and being a big sister in the university, I'm a first year, I joined her. So after some time, now after she got the balance to be on skates. Now that's when akaingia sasa roll ball, and I had to follow her there.
Oh. Does she still play?
No. Right now she got a bit busy. But at first, she, after playing for KU, she joined a club called Hornets. And then after there, she got busy, she got employed, and she couldn't make it to the trainings and the weekend games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. So before you get to your journey with Ogolla, who is the subject of our show today, tell us about how you made it from the school team, the KU team, to the national team. And was it your first time trying for the national team, or many attempts had been made before successfully?
Okay. First of all, when I was joining rollball, I just joined it because I needed something to keep me busy. But then before rollball, hey, shere. But then I just felt that that's not my life, kwenda shere every weekend. And being a sports person from my childhood, kila shule yenye nimeacha record. I'm a sports person, kukimbia the fastest, high jump, badminton. So I needed a sport to keep me busy. Now, this now getting to university, you still new, trying to explore life. And now I had to go through sports, and sikuwa nimepata sport poa kwangu. But sasa I was considering badminton because I participated in badminton at high school. So I was considering badminton, but then I didn't know ni wapi huwa inachezwa. And being an indoor game, kuna buildings mingi KU. So you're never sure wanacheza wapi.
I think I used to see it in one of the common rooms in Nyayo zone.
Yes. So before I came to know that inachezangwa Nyayo, it took me long. Already nilikuwa nisha join rollball.
Simuliambiwa Nyayo ni dangerous, msikamu nenda huko.
Yeah, but hiyo hatuwezi sikia. So nikakuja and mimi nikajoin rollball now juu ya SEAS. So the moment SEAS alijoin rollball, for me competition unipea energy fulani enye I can't even explain. Like when I know it's competition, I'm ready for it. So nikaona SEAS amejua ku skate, anacheza rollball. I mean lazima niende like.
Alikuwa KU pia?
Yeah, alikuwa KU.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, na alikuwa anachezea KU team. So anaweza cheza rollball. So I'm going there. Lazima ni outdo all, ile competition, ile speed ya competition. So that's how I joined rollball. After kujoin rollball, I didn't have an interest to join national team because I didn't even know kuna anything like national team. And like, for sports, unaonanga mse ako national team ile anaenda kucompete for the country, and you're like, hiyo place mtu hawezi fika. I mean, yani mtu wa kawaida hawezi fika. Yeah. So sikuwa na ile dream ya kujoin national team. So I just used to pray for fun. Ndio bado nikae kwa sports because I have a passion for sports and I feel I'm talented in sports. So nilikuwa hapo like just for sports na kujiki busy. But then here coach comes, Coach Ogolla ananiambia, unajua nini Sinta? Utaingia national team. And I'm like, Jaba. I mean, I'm not even interested. I'm not even interested in kuingia hiyo national team because
so
najua
because you do not want, or because you do not think it is possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it's possible. Again, you see those players when you wako national team, unaona point ni ngumu, haiwezi. So coach akaniambia hivyo, and okay, I didn't take those words seriously until there was a national team call up and my name was in the list. So there's about 60 players called up for the national team, and then they have to kuwatoa
or elimination.
Yeah, they have to eliminate some until we remain 12 players.
Or so 12 is the size of the squad that goes outside the country.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
that is equal to 2 teams. So I just went, did my best, of course, and luckily nikakuwa kwa the finalists.
So had you applied, or how do the call-outs
No,
happen?
no,
Is it
no.
they just scout and observe, then make a list, or people send applications and CVs and videos of them scoring goals, and how does it happen?
No. So what happens, the referees, the referees wenye wana ref now the league, the national league, they are the same people who coach the national team.
Okay.
So you see, while they are reffing, obviously they are able to note the players. I mean, game your player, this one is playing well. You see, so they are able to identify the players who can participate in the national, in the World Cup, and that's how they get to choose the players. Alafu, after they choose the 60, now they bring us together. They start taking us for physicals, games. They take us through different tactics, and so depending on your ability, that's how you get to qualify to get to the national team.
So here, let's call it mchujo. Narrowing it down from the 60 to the 12. As you're doing those exercises and those physicals and those tactics, is the elimination gradual? Ama ni inafika moja unatoa 48, ama ni maybe after a number of days we remove 2? How does it happen?
It's gradual.
It's gradual.
First of all, the first elimination was based on the physical activity. Okay, like physical what?
Physical fitness.
Physical fitness. So hapo mnaenda mnakimbia kwa mlima, like you go for like 10 rounds kwa mlima. You can run for like 2 hours. Mnaenda press ups, such. So kama mtu hako fit, that's why unakuwa eliminated.
Nice.
And then after there we go to the skatework. Skatework pia.
Wow. It's
so,
a thing by itself too. Nice.
So mnaekewa cones and you have to go back go around, I mean skatework. So if you're not fit, again you're eliminated. Then again we have to go to ball work. How you handle the ball. Again you're eliminated. Then tunaingia roll ball. Sasa kucheza roll ball, shooting.
Nice.
And that's how nabaki to 12.
Nice. So before you get to you go into the World Cup and all that, let's talk about the big man in the house, Coach Ogolla. So what was the first time and what context was the first time you met Coach Ogolla? Okay,
the first time I met him, he was training my sister.
Oh, nice. No, your older sister in campus.
Yes, my older sister. But by that time I wasn't really interested in roll ball. So I was just, ile unaenda kungoja sis amalize mwende home.
By the way, which year were you?
I was in first year.
First year ndio anaanza form.
Yes, sina form. Sina form, naenda na mgoja twende home. So that's the first time I met Coach Ogolla. Alikuwa na mtrain kushoot. Okay, si kujua kama he's part of the team. I didn't know. But that's the first time I met him. And later, I meet him as now a coach. Tumeletewa na our president Rollball, Mr. LITABA. Ndio tukaletewa akiwa coach. And I'm like, I've met this person somewhere. Ndio nikakumbuka. Some time ago, I met him training my sister. So that's where tukaanzana sasa jani ya coach. Sasa akiwa now my coach. So after hapo, by the time Coach Ogolla was coming to our team, our team was young. We didn't even have enough players.
Were you in the league already?
Like
Okay.
KU lazima iparticipate kwa league.
Ah,
You know the sports department haijui kama mko enough players ama mko wao wanajua hii ni role ball, si wamekuwa wakiparticipate, so hata this time wataparticipate.
so kuna time team ishaikosa kuja maybe for a match.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, na mnatafuta mtu wa kujazilia tu, mtu atakuja simame tu na skates.
Nasema wewe comrade kuja.
Na msimamisha na skates hapo. So kazi yake ni kusimama defense, ataenda attack.
By the way, kusema defense is good enough, and
Yeah,
at least ana distract kidogo, they have to get around
at least anasaidia kidogo defense. Akishasimama and spread mikono, at least opponent ataogopa kushutia hapo.
Bas.
So our team was young. Pia mimi sikuwa nimejua roll ball. That's the time nilikuwa na get introduced to roll ball. So I was not a good player by then. The ones who are coming after me are training just skating. They are just training to skate. Hawajajua ball work. So bado they are training kuenda na skates. Naona?
Yeah.
So by that time I was just tired. Because I was searching for players. Sipati. Tunaenda game, we are less.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling to grow in the game. And still I'm struggling tafuta
Bring
players.
together team.
Yeah. So it was so hard for me, and I was planning to leave roll ball. I wanted to go play badminton or something else, but then I had already bought the badminton rackets. Yeah, nilikuwa na plan kutoka. But I had to plan it well, because now that najulikana I'm the eldest there kwa madem, nitafuatiliwa.
Firstborn problems. Problems.
Yes. Nilijua nitafuatiliwa, so I had to be tactical kwa kuleft. So I used to go play badminton for like 1 hour, then I come to roll ball. But sasa I'm just trying to kupata mabeshte kwa badminton, so that when I join badminton, it will be easy for me. So Coach Ogolla comes and akaanza kunisaidia kutafuta players, and finally we had a team. At least we were enough, and we had some few subs a team. And I felt it was becoming easier for me, because I don't have to search for the players.
You are the captain?
Yes.
Okay.
I was the captain by then. So still okay, so I can now concentrate on my game, on building my game. At least now I can grow. So coach comes, kaanza kutufunza skills, but as he said, discipline was the first thing he worked on in our team, mostly for the men's team.
So he was coaching both?
Yes.
Or the coach doubles up for the men and for the women?
Yes, for the men and for
nice.
the ladies. So for the men's team, he did a lot of work, and I still appreciate even now, because our team is disciplined. I can't compare now with before he came. So discipline, mentality, and then the skills. So the first thing he had to work on is the discipline, and as he worked on it, some people had to leave the team.
I guess that, because when the room gets hot,
yeah.
some leave the kitchen.
Yes. So some players had to leave. For the ladies, I think we were a bit better. I think our team was a bit disciplined, and personally, I think I was good. Kwa discipline, I was okay. But now, when it came to mentality, I was poor. I mean, I didn't believe in myself. And that's why even when he talked about the national team, I was like, hapana. So he had to work on my mentality, and he really appreciated the small wins. Le, Sinta umejua kushoot hivi, keep it up. Umejua kuback skate, nice. You can shoot this style, nice. So that really taught me how to appreciate the small wins.
The small gains.
Yes. And even in life, like imenifunza hadi in life to appreciate the small steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I'm still moving forward, I've learned to appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the skills. Being a coach, he came up with some skills I've never seen in rollerball. I mean, there's one yenye tulikuwa tunaita kuboost, where the opponents are coming to attack, but one of your players, yeah, anaenda ile side, yeye kazi yake ni kungoja tu ball apewe aende akashoot.
Does your game have offside?
Offside? No. No. So anapewa tu, anaenda anashoot. Yeah, ni kazi yake ni kufinish.
Finish kumalo. Kudeonjo bao.
Yeah. So, he came up with skills zenye I've not seen in rollerball, considering bado kumekuwa na coaches wengine. I've never seen some of those skills in rollerball, and they really worked for us. And from there, as I said, we were a young team. So, we were among the last...
How many teams were in the league by then, and what position were you when it was coming in?
Around 10 teams, and we were maybe around position 7. Yeah, tulikuwa tunachezea hapo 7 uko 8. Yeah, because we were not playing to win. We were just playing because we are supposed to participate in the league, and it's paid for, so we can just let it pass. Yeah. So from there, having a coach, we now started to work on growth as a team, and we've been improving position by position. And this league, it ended this year, April. We emerged position 1 for the ladies.
Nice. In
the National League, and for the men, they were position 3, which is a great improvement. But then I can trace it back to the foundation that we were given by Coach Ogolla, because he taught us how to analyze a game. We play to win, yes, and you must have a plan. Si kuingia to game, you must have a plan. So he taught us how to analyze a game, how to plan how you're going to play, kupeana subs, observing, like being disciplined, because discipline plays a great part in the winning. Yeah. He taught us a lot. Now from that foundation, hata venye alienda imebaki.
So I was thinking of how we are going to get to that part of when alienda. It looked like a sad ending. So before we get to the sad ending, let's have some good stuff first, and let's go to India.
Yes.
So for in India, you are there for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And you're part of the national team.
Yeah.
The same team he had told you will join, and you say isn't stories like that. So how was it when you got the final call up for the team going to the national team for the World Cup in India? And how was it when you met there? I think you met there. You did not go on the same flight or something of the sort. So how was it when you met the guy who gave you a wild dream? You are living the dream, and you met him there.
So at first, in the national team call up, for Coach Ogolla,
yes,
I can say he has held my hand since I got into rollerball until now.
Nice.
Until now. So when I got the rollerball national team call up, and I saw my name there, at first I was scared. And now how did I even get here? But I remembered my coach had told me this, and I think that same day he called me. He called me, and that's why I'm telling you he has held my hand in the rollerball journey. He called me, told me, imagine, you'll make it. For me, I trust in you. I believe in you. I know your potential. You'll make it. So I got the energy now to go into it with the mentality of winning and getting to the finalists. So I got there, and I was in the finalist. And after the finalist was out, he used to follow up on everything. I don't know how, but he used to follow up on everything. After the finalist was out, he calls me and we talk about rollball. He asks me how everything is going, and he even tells me, if you need to be trained anything, I'm here.
Nice.
I'll just sacrifice some time. I come, I train you, but you must get to the World Cup. So everything goes on well, and finally we travel. Okay, at first I didn't know he was going, because you see, okay, now being a player, a coach is a senior to me.
Yes.
So I feel like a coach, being a senior, you have already achieved whatever you wanted to achieve in life. I didn't know he was pursuing to being an international referee.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. So we talked a day before I traveled. We talked a day before I traveled, because I heard that he was traveling to India. So I called him, coach, kwani pia unaenda World Cup? And he's like, yeah, mimi naenda kukua refu huko. I was so happy, but I still couldn't believe it, because I don't think he went under our Kenyan Federation.
Oh.
Yeah, he was, I think, under International Federation.
Mambo Global.
Yeah.
Nice.
So hako hapa kwa kudeal na sisi kama Kenya. So okay, I get there to India. So we have been talking all along the journey to India, and nafika and namuona sasa pale kwa tebo. I was so happy. Nilikuwa ndani nacheza, and I felt like naeza toka kwanza. I go greet him. So, but I have to wait, obviously, game isha. So game ikaisha, and now I went to him. I was so happy meeting him there. Yeah, it's a win for him, and it's a win for me.
Yeah.
Actually, we were two ladies in the KU team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, whom we can say he has nurtured.
So
Tukafika
two ladies
World
and their
Cup.
coach.
Yes,
At
and
the
their
World Cup,
coach.
and the coach is the referee.
Yeah,
Nice.
tunaenda tunamrukia hii coach. Yeah, we were so happy, and I'm happy for him kufika hiyo level, because there are many coaches I've seen who are there before him, and yet they are not to that level. But for him, he's got to that level, and I celebrate him, and I appreciate for the effort that ameweka, and I feel that God has a way of paying you back.
Yes, he always rewards.
Yeah. Because for him, he said that he participated kwa hiyo national team, but like aliingia national team, but he didn't get a chance to participate. So God rewarded him by giving him 2 players whom he has nurtured to get to participate in the World Cup.
Yes.
And yet pia yeye, he was there as a international referee. So
referee.
he's also a witness.
Yes, so the stars aligned.
Yeah.
Nice. So as we come to the end of it, unfortunately, he left the team to another one.
Yeah.
And how was that for you? How did you process
For
that?
me, it was not easy, because for me, I've respected him and appreciated him as my coach. Yeah, but sasa we are different. Team ikona different people, and some of the people, they really don't take this discipline thing nicely.
Yeah.
And it's hard for them to follow rules, orders, and in discipline, like I said, the men's team was, I can say, very
lazima tusumbua kidogo. Sisi ni wale wadi rogrende.
Yeah. And pia our coach, naeza sema he's young, he's not old, si mzee. So kuna ile age difference is not that big. So wanamchukua kama
almost their peers,
same age.
Yeah.
So kumrespect inakuwa sometimes ngumu, considering these people are even in discipline. Unaona? So that's what brought the differences, because hawataki kukaa na some regulations,
hawataki kukaa under authority.
Hawataki kukaa under authority. They can't submit. I mean, awezi manage, so that's what they brought the differences. And coach akasema if it pleases you for me to leave, nitaenda. But for me personally, mimi nilifuatilia, and that's why nasema he's still my coach. And hadi sahi he still comes and corrects me. Yeah, na if in any case I have some difficulties kwa roll ball, I need to know something, I still go to him.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's very nice. Yeah, he hana grudge, haku bakisha
That's the
grudge.
James I know. That's
And
the James
funny
I know.
enough, he still supports KU.
Yeah.
Atakuja tu na to correct. Yeah, so and sometimes alikuwa anachezea floorball, kucheza ama ni kucoach floorball KU. So sometimes he just used to pass by, anakuja roll ball and then anaenda floorball. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think as your parting shot, I'm going to host you on another episode, and you're going to take us more, possibly bring some of your trophies, some of your medals hapa tuzione.
Yeah.
One word or one sentence for Coach Ogolla as we wind up.
Okay, I really appreciate meeting him and having him to nurture me. He has taught me a lot about sports. I didn't know discipline is really plays a big part in sports. He taught me that. He's changed my mentality in sports, and right now I was honored as the MVP.
Oh, nice.
In the last national league.
Tugawie pesa.
hiyo tunaenda nyuma ya tent.
Sawa.
Hapo kwa pesa ni nyuma ya tent. So I was honored as the MVP. And you know, being an MVP, huwezi kuwa MVP kama uko indiscipline.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, and he has held my hand since ni iyo kujoin roll ball, bado I was still young. And he believed in me, iyo ku unleash my potential. And I think he's among my biggest supporters kwa roll ball. If at any point I feel I'm giving up, I'll just go talk to him, and I know after hapo nitakuwa sawa. Sahi I'm targeting kukua MVP wa World Cup.
Nice.
Of which from the mentality nimepata kutoka kwake, I believe I'm going to get it.
It is doable, and wish you just that.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you for that piece on Ogolla. It's a very nice insight to our story, and I'm going to continue with his story now, and possibly get to summarize and sign out with him. So thank you for your time. I'm going to see you on your episode very, very soon.
Santi.
Yeah. I think people are going to be looking forward to maybe working with you, or they will like to know what are you currently working on, where, and in case someone is maybe thinking of getting into a roll ball, where can they maybe access roll ball teams or roll ball facilities or fields in the country and beyond? Because you come as a mob, so you can tell us about that.
So roll ball in Kenya is in over 40 teams in Kenya.
There's a league?
There's a national league.
Oh, nice.
There's a university league called KUSA. And then we have tournaments. There's Chwani tournament, 50 bob, where you pay 50 bob and you play. And then the team that wins takes all the 50 bobs. And then we have friendlies, where just you go and have fun. We have Maseno Opens, we have SP Opens, we have KU Opens, we have just many tournaments.
Nice.
So the game is active. Just reach out to where you are, the region you are. We can get back to you. Courtesy of KRBF, Kenya Robo Federation. Go to Facebook, Kenya Robo Federation. Ask any question, we shall get back to you. If you are not in Kenya, there's IRBF, International Robo Federation. Go to their platforms, ask any question, ask for assistance. We will obviously help you. Currently, I took a new challenge. I was in KU for a while as a coach.
Yeah.
We were able to grow the team from ladies team, I believe they were from a shaky number to number 4. And then the men's team, I think, was probably from number 10, 9, again to number 4, 5. No, actually 4. And to me, those are some of now, I think my highlights is that. So when I left KU was one, because of some friction between me and some of the players. You know, players always have opinion. Some of them felt that I'm not doing what they would want to receive as a team. And I'm that type of person. If you don't believe that you're working together, if you feel that I'm the reason we are not gelling, I step back.
Yeah, makes sense. I think that's me too.
Yeah,
Sitaki kuzuia baraka zako.
I don't. You understand? I'm here for your growth. And if my absence makes your growth better, then I'll leave. So there was that. And then also I was getting in a phase of my life where I didn't have any family time. Because that time I was actively in 6 sports, reffing 3 sports, playing Coco, that's a new sport in Kenya, learning Kabaddi at that time, coaching floorball in KU. So again, when I was told that, yo, coach, tunafeel ni kama kidogo, kuna challenge, I'm like, okay, sawa. So you guys, I can just step back, nyi mskume, but I'll always be here. You want my assistance any day, anytime.
Yeah.
Niambieni. So so when I stepped back for some while, and then I was approached with some guys from Technical University of Mombasa. We had gone for some tournament in Maseno, and I was reffing. Then during Gioni after games, I would tell guys who feels like being coached, because there are things you guys get some basics. So I could just coach every team that came free of charge for like 2 hours. So after that, when we were in Nairobi, they're like, hey, by the way, would you come and coach us in Mombasa? I'm like, hey, Mombasa? I love challenges. Kind of nalo. Went, helped TUM University grow. We registered in the league. I haven't been even there for a year. I've been there since last year, October. We registered our first ever league. Our men's team, out of 13 teams, our men's team was number 8. Defeating even some old teams like GOA, which I've like played for the longest time. Our women's team, people didn't believe. It became number 5. And it qualified for playoffs. Women team are around 10. So being the first season and they did that, I think to me is just a blessing. Because like they say, people usually think that success is pop.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's gradual. It might take you time, but as long as you're consistent and you're committed and you're sacrificing what you have to sacrifice, eventually it will come. So to the next season, we are coming for the top slots. God will decide top.
So you want to beat KU? Are you in the same league?
We are
now, and your older team.
We are in the same league with KU. And actually, when TUM came the first game in Nairobi, because it's a league, so it rotates the whole of Kenya. We're in Masinde Muliro, we're in Chuka, we're in Gretsa. When it came to KU, it's actually the KU's ladies, captain and center. They are the people who helped us get where the ladies team will sleep.
Oh, wow.
Because it's still home.
It's still home.
So when I knew I'm coming to Nairobi, I was like, yo, VP, listen, I have 12 ladies and I need where they would sleep. They're students and we're just trying to save on a budget. And they also like, coach, wacha akuje KM. Nani, they sorted. They hosted them very well. Tukarudi Mombasa vizuri sana. And we played the game against them. They are men. And it ended 8-7.
That was
it
tight.
was a tough match. It was a tough match. We played against their ladies and it ended 3-1. I wanted second leg, but this season didn't have a second leg. But what I know, they might not say it out loud. I'm very sure in their minds, they're like, where? If we don't train, Ogolla is coming back to destroy us.
This time to punish.
Nakuja kupunish. But you punish out of love.
Yes.
Because during the game, mi ni mkali kwao. After the game, I bring my current team, so the current girlfriend and the ex, and you bring them together and let them know each other. Because at the end of the day, we are not really playing for just here.
Yeah.
We want these kids to go and play for the national team.
Yeah.
So why would we start cultivating hatred now? I'm trying to cultivate that love so that when Sinta goes to the national team again and meets Brenda, they're like, but they would only Rafiki.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's for the country. It's not per se for our own wants and needs.
Nice. That's excellent. That was a very nice conversation. I
Pleasure.
think the first time Learning with Lines has done anything that is not concerning
photography and videography
art.
and
Yes.
AI and AI.
Yeah, so that was a very nice conversation. I've learned about roll ball, what it is. I've learned about floor ball. And I think we're also going to host you in a other podcast that we call Dimba Desk, because you have a lot to offer for Arsenal. So
Hey, very.
I'm going to talk with Mr. Producer here and slot you the next time in Nairobi.
Yeah.
We should have you in for Dimba Desk and talk about football. Of course, I'll not be there because I don't know so much about soccer.
Yes.
But so as we wind up, where can people find you? And maybe your socials.
Okay.
Do you do consultation?
Yeah.
Can people call you and ask questions and things like that?
Okay, so let me just touch about Arsenal, because Arsenal is home. I've been an Arsenal fan since 98. Since 98. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, I've seen the patience. And there's a lot of things I learned from
You have
Arsenal.
seen one high.
I've seen...
one high of the
No,
the last
no,
trophy you guys
listen.
won.
Listen, someone would say that season that you took Invisible and the trophy. But to me, Arsenal's high, to me, are two things. Not even the cup. One, Invisible. Playing all those matches without a loss. Si mchezo.
True.
And then two, finals of UEFA. And coming out with Barcelona 2-1, considering one, your goalkeeper was red carded at the 30th minute. And Barcelona had the best players in the world. Not kubahatisha. They had Messi. They had Eto'o. They had the Pedros. They had all the players, Xavi, Iniesta, all the players that would go to the World Cup and bring things home were all in Barcelona. Arsenal had players that were making names. The likes of Ebo. Ati jino nona, easy at a ring bell. We went there with the likes of Ebo. The main players were like 5. The goalkeeper, Thierry Henry, obviously, Pires, Reyes, Beckham. But others, they like Fabregas. By then were kids. And to me, that is my highest achievement of Arsenal. And I think now that mentality, it just downloaded it to my coaching career. To me, it's not about the trophies.
Yeah.
It's about the growth of the game. So on my handles, I'm not so much on social media, by the way. So please, yulelewa. Our generation were hands-on skills generation. You want a lady, you call the lady, you meet the lady, you talk to the lady eye to eye. You know, these days I hear people just give numbers online.
Nowadays you poke her, she pokes back.
And then you are
back,
poking.
Pokes back, then you send the number, then you meet in Tao.
For real. Yo, our days, man. I think just come a show for Zama Zakale. Even if you had a friend who's a lady and I was interested, I wouldn't come to you to ask you to give me her number and I call her. You'd actually just tell you, yo, you let me know. Place mtakuwa na yeye. Just let me know.
Let me pretend I was just
I'll just
by.
my brother. Guys, that's how it was. You just pretend like, hey, but the skipper uko mta. I mean, ndani, I was just passing by.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do your vibe. If the lady agrees, sawa. If the lady doesn't agree, pia sawa.
Sawa.
On my social media handles, J_Guantrix on Instagram, James Blaze Guantrix on Facebook. TikTok, am I on TikTok? I'm not on TikTok. I'm in TikTok, but I don't even remember my handle. And then the main one, LinkedIn. I have a brand that I'm pushing on called Flowball 254. Let me just show. So this is a consultative brand that is based on floorball majorly, but it tackles all other sports that I'll be dealing in. Yes, it's called Floorball 254. It takes the name from the game. And then I started the brand when I was 25 years old, and I gave myself 4 years to make sure it's actualized. So the 24, technically it's Kenya, 254. But I started the brand when I was 25 years, and I wanted to push it for 4 years. And that 25 years is when I had that injury.
Oh, nice.
So this brand is my new chapter in the gauge since that life and this life. And that's why I changed even my names to strictly Ogolla, because I really understood how influential your African name and your originality is. And that's one thing I'd love also to tell Generation Z. Please, authenticity over everything. Do not do things because everyone is doing them. That doesn't have longevity.
Yeah.
Do something that is on your own. It might take a while, maybe even 3 years to pick. But when it does, there's no one removing you from that throne.
I think I'll not add anything to that because that is a fact of life. So I'm going to sign out. Thank you for being on the podcast. And of course, I'm going to host you again on the other podcast and discuss Arsenal in depth. And maybe sometime later talk about men and what you were mentioning about men
true.
of nowadays versus men of the other,
True.
time. But in the meantime, thank you for watching our episode. The name is Learning with Lines. I hope you learned something about roll ball, floor ball, and our coach here, stroke referee, stroke retired player, Gwan Tricks, aka Ogolla. And see you guys in the next one.
So for the cut, don't cut. I have to give you your flowers because I've known Skipper for a minute. And guys, Lines photography has really mentored a lot of photographers in Kenya. You might not know. And I'm not waiting for him to go. Is when I say, oh, I used to... No. Yo, here is your flower.
Oh, wow.
Receive your flower.
It has been long since I received anything.
That is
Thank you so much.
a whiskey bottle from Johnny. You know, I don't
Johnny
drink.
Walker.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a present I was given. I don't drink.
You don't drink.
And I felt now in your hands,
It is safe.
it will be safer and influential.
Thank you so much.
So those are your flowers from
Thank
my
you
side,
so much. My flowers are here, well received. Thank you so much, bro, man. I don't remember the last time I received anything. Yeah, so from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Peace.
And we are out.